we're just catching up here at SNL for the second time. Wow.
That was fun.
Yeah. And the monologue was amazing.
Monologue was fantastic.
We played the whole thing here. We loved it.
You.
We loved the monologue.
That was to
pretty
me the
brave
whole.
too.
When they asked me to do it, I thought the monologue is the whole thing for me.
Right.
And so I worked really hard on it. That's probably the hardest I've worked on a set. Like how many times I ran it in clubs.
Yeah.
And I tried to run it in places that were bad. You know, because when I go sometimes to the cellar, I get a lot of goodwill.
Right.
That doesn't help me get the thing right. And also from the first time I did the monologue, the first thing that I was surprised by when I did SNL the first time is when I looked at the audience, I'm like, these are not cool comedy people.
Right.
They're tourists. You know, they're from the middle of America, which is who I play to when I'm on the road.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's not a New York vibe.
No, no.
So I thought I got to get this set to be foolproof. My feeling was I might, with this, I didn't want to do a set that pandered to that crowd. But I wanted to have it ready so that if nobody laughed, I'd still look okay.
Right.
Yeah,
Like I wanted to be good enough at that set that if I got silence, I could still... Because when you're watching somebody bomb on TV, you can only tell by their face if they're bombing. You know what I mean? The laughs are not that big a quotient in the sound mix, so if the guy looks like he's doing all right, you could buy that he's doing okay. So I went to bad places... like, you know, basement of bars in the Lower East Side. There's like some stand-up gigs in these places now.
Wow,
And I was looking on websites for shitty little stand-up venues.
Shit.
And I did, you know, there was one where there was water just dripping in front of me on stage. This place down in Orchard Street or something. I don't know. Anyway.
Wow, man.
So when I was there, I was like, I don't. If they don't like it, it's not going to go bad anyway. But the fucking crowd was good.
You know how many people were happy you came into their place, and now they're hearing that you picked it because it was a shitty little place?
Yeah, they're thinking they're happening finally because Louis C.K. walked in.
No, and Lorne really helped me with the monologue, actually, because in dress, I did 12 minutes. And I came off of there feeling like that's the greatest set I ever did. This was dress rehearsal. I was headed for a disastrous, because it's very bad to have a good dress rehearsal for something and then do the real show. Anyway, I was so excited, and my manager said, don't let him cut anything. It's perfect the way it is. So I went up to the big meeting they have between dress rehearsal and the show.
Right.
And Lorne said, so you did 12 minutes in the monologue. And I said, I want to do 12. And he goes, you're not doing 12.
Wow.
He said, you could do 7. And I said, what if I just keep going? What if I go over? And he goes, well, then we'll know that you have no discipline or ability to edit yourself. And he said, this is in front of everybody.
Holy
fuck.
And I was like, all right.
No discipline.
Yeah.
And
he goes, there are cuts in that monologue. It was good, but there were stops and starts. There were places you could cut. And I was like, fuck you. You know, I was really mad. And then later, the timing lady said, we're 1 minute under for the show. They figure out the timing. And I said, well, then I'll do 9 minutes. And Lorne said, hey, calm down. That's the first time he ever talked to me like that. Like, calm down. So I said, I want to see the monologue. I want to see it from dress. Show it to me. And he goes, go ahead. Give him a, you know. It was a little tiny bit tense because I was being really defensive.
No shit.
And so I watched the monologue from the dress, and I was like, holy fuck, there is a lot of cuts in this. This is not that good. Like, I was embarrassed. He saved me from going out there.
Wow, man.
Because there's a bunch of bits that did okay, but I blew them up in my head. It's the worst case scenario, is you do a rehearsal, and you're like, I'm the greatest ever.
It's all gold.
And then on air, I would have fucking stunk for too long.
Wow.
So I sat with Michael Shea, who's a comic who writes for the show.
Yeah, he's really funny.
Very funny guy, and he sat with me to have another critical eye. It's very weird and embarrassing to ask another comedian, do you think this is funny? So I knew that was a good test of it.
No
Well, it's brought me back down to the earth that I was on when I was doing the sets, which is let's expect this not to go well. And then I left that earth with the dress rehearsal. I'm the best there ever fucking was, and I can do 12 minutes. And then with Michael Shea, I'm like, please tell me if this is funny. I don't know if this is funny.
I don't even think I have 5.
Yeah, I don't think exactly. I started to think, I don't think I can have. I might have
do
4.
that joke twice? Hey, at least Michael had the balls to tell you. That's hard to tell the biggest comic in the country, look, that one you should cut. I mean, that's good for him.
Really, really helpful.
What time was all this going on? How close to the actual
This
show?
is, you know, the dress rehearsal. Fuck, I think it starts at like 9 or something. I mean, you don't have a lot of time.
How nerve-wracking.
So they're getting
Couple
ready.
hours
Yeah,
tops.
there's a thing. There's a woman coming on, you know, 3 minutes to air, and this is fucking live air, and I'm watching the other one. I'm going trying to cut in my head.
You still watch it 3 minutes before air?
Yeah, and I was watching it and kind of cutting in my head.
Are you just shitting yourself at this point? I mean,
yeah,
honestly.
but I've been in that position.
Right.
So, yeah. So then when I hit the door, the back of the door that you come out for the monologue, I was like, I think I'm ready. I know what I'm not doing, and we'll just see how it goes.